Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So in last video we defined all the states and events for our editor. Now we need to update the screen to take the state and events that it will need to display the editor in the screen. So let's do that. So here we are going to define our currently editing item. Let's define current editing, and let's pass the data class. This parameter is for the item that is currently being edited. Then we need the three new events, so let's add them on start edit. Let's pass our data class and then the function. The second one is going to be on edit item change. So on edit item change, also going to be type of data class. And the last one is going to be on edit done. So when we are done editing for that one, on edit done, no, we don't need to pass the class because this is just a function to exit from the editing. Now in our main activity we can pass these new values in our to do screen activity function. So here we are going to pass the newly created function as it already showing me error. So let's do that. So let's define our currently editing, this one, and pass it to do view model dot current edit item. Then we need to define the three functions on start edit, and need to do the same, do view model, and need to provide the on start edit. So on edit item selected, and let's declare the another one on edit item change, to do view model on edit item changed, on edit done, view model dot on edit done. Now we need to define an inline editor in screen file. So let's do that. So let's go to the bottom of the file, and before the random tint function, let's define our new inline function. So at composable fun to do inline editor, inline, and it needs some parameters. So let's pass the parameter. So first parameter is going to be of type item, not list. we just need to provide the data class, and the second parameter is going to be on edit item change. So yeah, we already got that. And third is going to be on edit done. So yeah, we also got that one done. And last we need the remove function. So on remove item of type data, no, not type data, of type unit, and then we need to assign it to the to do item input. So let's do that. So to do item input, and then we need to assign all these values for the parameters. So text, we are going to define it, sorry, item, or it should be actually item, because we can only edit one at one time, one item at one time. So item dot task, and on text change we need to define the on edit item change. So on edit item change, and then we need to pass the value. So item dot copy, and then we assign it to the it, then we need to assign the task to it, and yeah, that's it. And then for item icon, we need to define item dot icons. Then on icon change we need to pass the same on edit item change, and let's pass the parameter. So item dot copy, and instead of task we are going to provide the icon equals it, and for submit we are just going to provide the on edit done, and icon visible is going to be true. It is just a boolean value. So this copy task it and copy icons, it's are functions that are auto generated by Kotlin for values on the data class. So it just make a copy of the data class, and it will change the specified parameters, in this case the item and its related icon that we choose. And so you can see that this composable is stateless, and it only displays the item that passed, and use the event to request the state to update. And this is only possible because we already extracted the stateless composable from the to do item input in the previous video, if you remember. So we are able to use it in this stateless context easily. So this just shows the reusability of stateless composables, that we are able to host the state to the view model for the inline editor. Now in the lazy column we will display the to do item inline editor if the current item is being edited, otherwise we will show the to do row. So where are we? Where is our lazy column? Here it is. Also we will start editing when clicking an item instead of removing it. So we are going to comment out the whole code inside the lazy column to make to make way for both our editor and our row. So we will comment out this whole code and we'll build a new one. So here we are just checking whether the item is being currently edited or not. So if it is edited, then we will show the inline editor. So let's do that. So we define our inline editor, to do inline editor, and then we need to assign the currently editing item to the item. So let's just do it quickly. And we also need to provide the method for on edit item change. So we can just call it on edit item change, and here we can just do the same with on edit done. We have already created these functions, so nothing too much to explain here. And we also need to call our remove because it did not assign automatically, so we will have to do it by ourselves. So we need to just pass the it not it we need to pass the to do item. So if we are currently editing, then we will show the to do inline editor, otherwise we will show the to do row as we were showing before. So let's call it else here and provide our to do row. So to do row, and let's we don't need to assign it anything here. And on item click, we need to edit, not remove it. So we will just call it on start edit. Let's separate them into different lines. And for modifier, let pass the fill max width, fill max parent, actually fill parent max width. And here we don't need to actually call the on item click, we can just simply call it the on start edit directly. And also we need to pass the it and put inside in the curly braces. Yeah, now let's run the app and see if it's working correctly. So hit the button. So let's see if the editor is running properly. So for that we need to add some item first. Let's add an item. Now we need to see if the inline editor is working or not. So we click and you can see that the editor is showing up, and yeah, the functionality is not working for adding it. So we will do that in the next video, but for now let's swap the headers so we can differentiate when we are adding a new item or editing an existing item. So after column in to do screen, let's define a new value. So here let's define a new value for enable top section. Enable section, and we are going to see if currently editing is null or not null. So let's check it. So if the currently editing is null, then we will show the to do input. So let's modify our to do item input background. So we are going to get rid of our modifier, and we will assign elevate to enable top section. Now here we will do an if else statement. So if enable top section, then we will show the to do item input background. Sorry, not input background, the to do input. We will show the to do input, this one. So we will just cut it and paste it inside this. Else if we are editing, then we will show a header. So else we are going to provide a text and call it editing item. We need to put this inside these. And let's give it some styling. So style, and we are going to pass the typography. So material theme dot what typography dot h6. So I hope you are familiar with the h1 to h6 or 7. It just increase or decrease the text size with the values. I think at h1 you get a small size, and it increases as you increase the number. Also let's align it to center. So align, text align, and we provide the text align dot center. And let's give it some modifier. So modifier, and yeah, let's pass some parameters. So again align, and it's made the mistake. Modifier dot, yeah, not padding first, dot align, and we are going to give alignment of, no, not painting, alignment dot center vertically, and also give some padding. So padding of 16 dp, and let's fill the max width, and yeah, we are done. And let's run the app and see we get what we really wanted. So let's hit the run button. So let's add a couple of items quickly. Add an item. Let's add this item real quick. Oh, and let's add another item, and let's see if we edit, then we get the header. So yeah, so when we are in the editing mode, we get this nice header of editing item, so we can differentiate whether we are editing or adding a new item. So that's it for this video, and in the next video we will add the functionality in our inline editor to update the text, because right now it's not updating, because we need some more functionality. So goodbye and take care.